Time now for the Great British Debate this hour, and I'm asking, should we swear allegiance to the King? The Archbishop of Canterbury has called upon the public to pledge allegiance to the King during the much-anticipated coronation next Saturday. During the order of service, those in the Abbey and around the world will be asked to say, "All, I swear that I will pay tribute, pay allegiance, true allegiance to your Majesty and to your heirs and successors, according to law, so help me God." That's it. But this will be the first time that members of the public will be included in the ceremony. But for a king trying to modernise the royal family, is starting off with a public proclamation the right way forward? Should the coronation be more about the celebration of the UK rather than the individual? So for the Great British Debate this hour, I'm asking, would you swear allegiance to the King? Right, let's see. Joining me now is Michael Cole. He's a former royal correspondent. Narinder Kaur, broadcaster and social commentator. Nigel Nelson, GB News political commentator. And Edwina Currie, former Conservative MP. I'm going to start with you, Michael Cole. What do you think? Swearing allegiance to the King. Are you going to be doing it?
Yes, I think I will, although I'll be working for you, so it may be a little bit difficult at that particular moment. But certainly my heart is with him, because I think what we've got to recognise here is that over the centuries, the ritual of the coronation has changed. Witness the fact that the King has cut it down from the 3 hours when his mother was crowned to 2 hours now. And what he's clearly trying to do is make it as inclusive and as ecumenical as possible. Now, the sneering classes, the smart metropolitan people may not wish to do that, but this country is based upon Judeo-Christianity and its morality, the Ten Commandments and all that. That actually keeps us probably in check. We don't go around murdering, raping and robbing each other, or if we do, we face the penalty of the law. That's the great beauty of this country, a constitutional monarchy with a king or a queen at the head of it, who is the best defense we have against extremism and dictatorship. Now, the King, it may not be you, but it may be your Aunt Bertha at home or people sitting quietly in their house. They may actually give a little bit of thanks to this country that's always being slagged off by all and sundry, but everybody seems to want to come here, that we do have this unique arrangement, which has many contradictions in it, but seems to work extremely well. Now, if you don't want to take an oath, there's no compunction, there's no penalty. It's a matter of private decision. And that's
well, let me ask Narinder Kaur. Narinder, will you be swearing allegiance?
No, I will not be swearing allegiance to a man who's just become king through historical chance and who represents actually a pyramid of entitlement and whose wealth has been built on the backs of other people. I think it's a ridiculous and tone-deaf request. It has no place in democracy, and anyone who does swear their allegiance has to have a really good long hard think about themselves, because, I mean, what other medieval traditions should we bring back? It's absolutely ridiculous. It's pushing the envelope, and I don't think it's going to unify the country. I think actually it's going to divide the country, and it smacks of desperation. I mean, how desperate are they, or worried about how unpopular this king actually is?
Well, do you not think it's more inclusive? Well, listen, I need to have a word with myself, Narinder, because I am going to swear allegiance to the King, and I'm going to have fun with it. Edwina Currie.
Well, it's something new, Nana. It wasn't in the last coronation. This has been introduced for the first time, the idea that everybody should do this who's listening in or watching in. And I'm very much in two minds about it. I'm perfectly happy for the King to swear that he's going to be the servant of all of us. That's fine. I'm happy with that. And apparently he's going to say that several times. The idea that we are then his servants strikes me as being well, a bit sort of odd, really. I have taken a similar oath in the past. The oath that you take when you swear in and you sign in as a member of Parliament is very, very similar. And that's one of the reasons why Irish Republicans are not able to take their seats, even if they won seats in Northern Ireland. They don't take it, and they never have, and they don't serve in the House of Commons. They claim all the allowances, but they don't do the swearing. But for myself, no, I'm sorry, the King's got to prove himself. And my own feeling is that Camilla, who is a woman of tremendous good sense, should really have threatened him with a rolling pin or something like that and said to him, "Charles, don't be ridiculous. We are too old. I'm 75. There's no way I can sit through 2 hours in all of this palaver in the Abbey. You just say to them, "Oh, let the kids take over, and we can enjoy being old."
Yeah, you'd think they would, wouldn't you? What do you think, Nigel Nelson?
Well, I mean, I do agree with Narinder. It's not democratic. Our system isn't democratic. It's something that's evolved over 1,000 years to get where we are. And I think that we have a non-political head of state who brings a certain stability to the country. As Michael has just said, it stops extremists taking over. I'm perfectly happy to swear allegiance to the king in the same way that American children swear allegiance to the Stars and Stripes. It seems to be an act of patriotism, believing in one's country, and okay, it's a slightly strange system, but we are a strange country and unique.
Well, you see, I don't see what the problem is. I think it's great. It's a nice, inclusive gesture that people can decide to do or not do. And I don't share your opinion that people need to have a word with themselves now. This is just a nice gesture to just... It's your choice. We are a democratic country. It's your choice to do it or not, isn't it?
I think it's just really weird. And the question should be the relevance of the monarchy and the appalling cost of this coronation on public funds. And it should be the question of, it's almost like they're trying to groom the next generation and pledge your allegiance. It's just so out of place. And actually, I think it's doing the opposite effect. It's making people, it's turning them off, the whole coronation and the monarchy. And, we don't want to swear our allegiance to this king, actually. He's not respected. He's not popular. And he seems to be going down the wrong way all the time. And I don't know who's actually advising them. I'm actually horrified about this. And everyone's sitting in their living rooms and standing up and, I will serve the...
Nah, come on now, you're going over the top there. Michael Cole, what do you think? I mean, I think this is a bit ridiculous, really. I think it's nice. It's a nice, inclusive gesture. You've got an option to do it or not. I'm happy to swear allegiance. I love this country. I'm super patriotic. And I think it's a wonderful inclusion. I'll be there. What do you think, Michael?
Loyalty is the theme that runs throughout this ancient ceremony. And first of all, the king's loyalty is tested. He's asked whether he's prepared to take the oath, and that is the coronation oath, and it's the most solemn and important moment in the whole of his reign. And he has to promise, when he says that he will take the oath, to be loyal to God, to the people, and to the church. And only then, hold on just a second, only then is he anointed. And then he becomes liturgically the king. And then he's invested with the orb and scepter, the symbols of power, in order not for his own greater glory, as the lady on the top right thinks, but to serve the people. That is what it's all about. It's about
Can I give Edwina? We've got people going to food banks. And this is a...
Hang on, stop shouting, Narinder. Stop. Hang on, Narinder. No, I decide. Edwina. Can you come in on this and give me your last thoughts on this?
The coronation is enormously symbolic, but it's also a load of flummery. I mean, I should be watching it, thoroughly enjoying it. I've got food organised, I've got wine organised, I've invited in various friends from Ukraine, some of whom will be interested, but they'd be absolutely astonished if I stand up and start swearing to God or whatever in the middle of the ceremony. I'm going to watch it, enjoy it, and I wish him well.
You might surprise. They might surprise you, Edwina, and they might stand up and swear allegiance as well and be thankful and say this is a wonderful country and we'd love to stay. You never know. Edwina, thank you so much. Really good to talk to you. That is, of course, Edwina Curry, Narinder Kaur, broadcaster and commentator, Michael Cole, former royal correspondent, and also Nigel Nelson. Thank you so much. Really good to hear your thoughts.